Hello children, I am here with the fourth part of the chapter Atomic Structure, and in this part we will discuss quantum mechanical model of an atom. It is also known as wave mechanical model of an atom. Till now we have learned that the wave has particle as well as wave nature. That has been proved by de Broglie's and Heisenberg hypothesis. Okay. Now as we know that these waves are in the form of particles also as well as wave also. So when it is moving, then it has been said that the particle are very tiny and it is just like an electron. Okay, it is compared with the electron. So the particle and wave nature, these belongs to the tiniest particle, or you can say electron. So Schrödinger's wave equation, Schrödinger gave the equation for wave, this wave which has particle as well as wave nature. So he gave his equation, and he said that since electron is a wave already discovered by de Broglie and Heisenberg, then Schrödinger suggests that he gave a wave equation and described the behavior of electron wave in an atom. Okay, how these waves are there in an atom for an electron. It is electron probability wave. Okay, probability wave it is. That is, the orbit of electron is not defined. Probability of electron is there to be in particular region, but it is not defined. The orbit is not defined, not fixed. So he said that the electron is moving inside an orbit in a three-dimensional space. Okay, he said that the particle, that is electron, it is not moving in a fixed path or in a fixed orbit. It is moving in the three-dimensional space inside an atom. So he gave the equation. This equation is known as Schrödinger's wave equation. It is d square xi. Children, this is known as, this symbol is, you will read this symbol as xi, and this will denote the wave function. Okay, d square xi upon dx square plus d square xi upon dy square plus d square xi upon dz square plus 8 pi square m upon h square e minus v xi is equal to 0. You will not learn this equation in derived manner, or you don't have to derive this equation. You just learn this equation, that is known as Schrödinger's wave equation. These x, y, z are the three-dimensional space in which electron can be present. Probability of electron is there in these three-dimensional space, and this xi square is probability of finding electron in an orbital. Okay, orbital. And E is the total energy. This one E is total energy. V is potential energy. H, you all know, that is Planck constant. And this M is the mass of electron. Now you can conclude that the electron is moving in a three-dimensional space or XYZ axis. Okay, it is not in a fixed orbit, it is in a three-dimensional space. And this three variables, this means these three variables, dx square, dy square, dz square, these three variables means d square xi upon dx square, d square xi upon dy square plus d square xi upon dz square. These three are the variables which will give you three quantum number. Now children, here we are introducing a new term. This term is quantum number. Okay, and here this is very important topic of this chapter also. We will discuss this quantum number now. Okay, and where these quantum numbers are coming from? These xyz axis. Okay, and these xyz axis is the three-dimensional space. Here you can write space where electron or probability of electron is most to exist there is most. Okay, in this space, three-dimensional space, electron can exist. Okay, so this three quantum numbers are coming from these XYZ variables. Okay, these three variables, and so that the position of electron or maximum probability of finding electron we get with these three quantum numbers. Okay, and these three quantum numbers are N, L, M. Okay, three quantum number that we are getting from the three variables. These are N, L, M, and one more quantum number is also there. This is S. It is S. It is spin quantum number. Okay, and this spin quantum number is not coming from these variables. Okay, so XYZ variables, the variable of these XYZ, they will give you three quantum number. These are N, L, M, principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, and magnetic quantum number. One more quantum number is also there, that is spin quantum number. It is not derived from these variables. Now see children, what are quantum numbers? What are quantum numbers? Just now I told you N, L, M and S, these are four quantum numbers. Out of these four, three are coming from the three variables, and these three variables are of XYZ axis. This XYZ axis is of three-dimensional space where the probability of finding electron is maximum. Okay, understood? Now see children, quantum number, what it is? It is the address of electron. Okay, in an atom, where the electron is present. Here I have written probability of finding electron we get. Okay, so the maximum probability of the electron to be in the atom. So what is that position or place? So this four quantum number N, L, M and S will give you the address, in which orbit it is, in which subshell it is, or what type of spin it has. So these are the terms N, L, M, S, which will give you the address or place or position of electron in an atom. Am I clear children? It is clear to you all why we are going to study this quantum number? Because we want to identify in this three-dimensional space where the electron are present in an orbital. Okay, in an orbital, where is the electron present? In the last video I have told you what is orbital. Orbital is a space where it is not the fixed path, it is just a sphere inside an atom, and here the probability of finding electron is maximum in this space only. Okay, so this is known as orbital. Okay, and if it is defined just now in the previous classes we have learned K, L, M shells are there, and in which electrons are moving in a fixed orbit. That means you are showing a circular path. So these are orbit, and this region in which the probability of electron is maximum, then you can say it is orbital. Now this concept from your chemistry is removed in this class and it is moved towards orbital. Now orbit you will not use, and you will use orbital. Okay, now see children, from where we are getting the address or probability of electron is maximum, from where we will get this address? By these four quantum number N, L, M and S. N will give you the principal quantum number, L is azimuthal quantum number, M is magnetic quantum number, and S is spin quantum number. Okay, and what they all are giving you? The probability of finding or position of electron in the 3D or three-dimensional space is highest or maximum. Okay, here in this quantum number, the probability of finding or position of electron in the 3D space is highest or maximum. or what it is giving you? It will give you the address of electron. See children, now you can conclude that electron is not in orbit. Electron is not present in orbit. Okay, orbit is a fixed path. It is present in orbitals. Okay, it is present in orbitals where the path is not fixed. Now let's take few points to differentiate between orbit and orbitals. Orbit is a circular path, okay, in which electron is moving, just like here. I will show you. It is a circular path, okay, in which the electrons are moving. Okay, so these are orbits. These are orbits. And what is orbital? It is a 3D space, three-dimensional space around the nucleus in which the probability of finding electron is maximum. Okay, it is circular. See, the path is circular. It has different shapes, size and orientation. Okay, shape, size and orientation, or you can say it depends upon x, y and z axis. Okay, in whatever is the axis, its shape, size and orientation will depend on these x, y, z axis, or you can say that three-dimensional space. Next is maximum electron accommodate in an orbit is 2n square, that you have learned in the previous classes, that the maximum electron an orbit or shell can accommodate is 2n square. But here in orbital, maximum 2 electron can accommodate. Okay, so whatever orbital you will get, you can put only 2 electron, no, not more than 2. Okay, it may be less than 2 but not more than 2. Maximum 2 electrons means it may be less than 2 but not more than 2. Okay, so you can say that, see, this one is the path or this dotted structure or space. You can say these are orbitals. Okay, orbitals means electron are not moving in a fixed path. It may be here, it may be here, it may be here, it may be here, anywhere in this shaded region. Okay, and here in the orbital, electrons are only on this fixed path. Okay, okay, electrons are only in this fixed path. It will not move from its path. But here electron can move in this shaded region. It may be anywhere in this shaded region. Okay. Now next is principal quantum number. Now we are going to find out the quantum numbers or quantum numbers. Okay, and what quantum number give you? It will give you the address of electron. Okay, address of electron, that is coming from quantum number, and we will discuss the 4 quantum numbers. Okay, 4 quantum numbers are there. We will discuss these 4 one by one. We will start from principal quantum number. See here children, the spelling is principal. The principal, that spelling you will use for your head of your school. Okay, principal quantum number, it is represented by small n. This principal quantum number will give you the shell. Shell you all know, K, L, M, N. These are the shells. So this n value will give you the shell, and also on this shell what will be the size of orbital. Okay, size and energy also. See children, and n value will start from 1, 2, 3 till infinity. It will never be 0. This point you have to remember children. This point, n is never be equal to 0. N will start from 1, 2, 3 till infinity. What n is giving? N is giving you the shell number. Okay, in which shell electron is present. Okay, and this shell will give you the energy and size of the orbital. Okay, energy and size of the orbital. As you all know, the orbit or shell which is very near to the nucleus, it has lower energy. See, nucleus, from nucleus, this is the K shell. So lowest energy is of K shell. Now after K, L, M, N, suppose we are in N shell. Okay, so you can say it is far from the nucleus, so it has higher energy. Or if it is at infinity, so you can say it has highest energy. So like this, from the nucleus, the nearest shell has lower energy and the farthest shell has higher energy. So you can say that as we move away from the nucleus, the size and energy of the orbital increases. Okay, as we move to higher value of n. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4. The value of n is increasing, and we have done this formula also. E is equal to minus 13.6 into z square upon n square electron volt. So when n value is more, it will give you more value of this energy. Okay, now see here children, the size is increasing and energy is increasing when we are moving away from the nucleus, or you can say when the value of n is increasing. Next quantum number is azimuthal. Okay, azimuthal or angular momentum quantum number. This is second quantum number. It is represented by small l. Okay, and what it will give you, just like n is giving you, principal quantum number is giving you shell number, energy and size of the orbital. Like that, azimuthal quantum number will give you the shape and subshell. First you will write the subshell, and of that subshell, what will be the shape of that subshell. Okay, so two important point you have to note here. L will give you the subshell number. Subshells are S, P, D, F children. Okay, and this each subshell has a fixed shape, and that will give you you will understand by these. S will have spherical shape, P will have dumbbell, D-U-M-B, dumbbell shape, D will have double dumbbell, okay, dumbbell shape, and F will have, see here, F will have seven folds structure. It is not that much clear, so you will learn till here spherical, dumbbell and double dumbbell. Okay, so children, here you will see that just like here in the principal quantum number, the value of n is in starting from 1, 2, 3 and infinity, but here the value of L is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Okay children, so this is the important point. Wherever L value is 0, you can say its subshell is S. Where L value is 1, you will write the subshell is P. L value is 2, subshell will be D. L value is 3, the subshell will be F. Like this, you will get two address. First is shell and second is subshell. Okay. Now see children here, if subshell is S, so structure will be spherical. See here, X, Y, Z. We all know now the electron is in the 3D space. So it has X, Y, Z axis. It is, if it is in these three axes, so it will be spherical shape, and that will give you S subshell. P subshells has dumbbell shape. See children, this shape is called dumbbell shape. Okay, you have used in this gym for building your muscles like that. So this is dumbbell shape, and it will give you subshell number, and here it is P. If it is on X axis, this dumbbell is forming on X axis, it will be 2px. If it will form on Y axis, so you will write 2py, and if it will form on Z axis, then you will write 2pz. Okay, so here it is on X axis, so you will write 2px. Now next subshell is D subshell, and here it is known as double dumbbell. See here only one dumbbell is there, and here it is two dumbbell. So it will give you a double dumbbell shape. Again it is in three-dimensional shape. Here the dumbbell is between y and z axis. So you will say that this is dxy. See children how the shape is there. This is a plane on which two axes are there, x and y axis, and z axis is on perpendicular to this plane. Okay, so this is z axis. So when you are forming any 3D structure, you will assume that x and y is on plane and z is on the perpendicular part of that plane. Next is F subshell, and it has 7-fold children. It is not that much very clear, and it will not be there in your exam also. So it's you just write it that it is 7-fold structure. Okay. Now next, see here how we will find the address of electron. Principal quantum number, that is n. N will give you K, L, M, N shells are there. Okay. So n value is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will get K, L, M, N. That is the shell number. Okay, that you have learned in the previous classes. Hai see, n is 2n square. Just like that, if it is K shell, n is equal to 1. 1 square it means 2 only. Just like that. Okay, and if L value is 0, then it is S subshell. L value is 1, then P subshell. L value is 2, then D subshell. And L value is 3, then F subshell. We have just learned now. Now how you will find the value of 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you will find this L value on this. Okay. N minus 1 will give you the value of L, or you can write L is equal to N minus 1. Okay. Now see children, L is 1. Sorry, n is 1, so L will be 1 minus 1, 0. L is 2, so you will write 2 minus 1, that is 1 only. So you will write 1. So always see, you are, one more I will tell you. N is equal to 3, then 3 minus 1 you will get 2. And n is equal to 4, so 4 minus 1 you will get 3. So here you have to note children, L, whatever number you are going, you will start from 0 always. Okay, so 0, you are getting here 1, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So you will reach 1 by starting it with 0. 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you are getting this number, and from where you have to start, you will start from 0 always. Here also 0, and 0 only 0. Okay, now see, if L value is 0, that means it is 1 subshell, 1s. Okay, 0 will represent, see children, 0 will represent s. So here it is 0, so s. Here it is 0, again s. Here it is 0, again s. Here it is 0, again s. Now 1 is representing p. So here 1 you are getting, so you will write p. Here 1 you are getting, you will write p. Here you are getting 1, you will write p. Next, D. D, 2, wherever 2 is there, you will write D for that. 2 is here, so you will write D here. Again 2 is here, you will write D for here. And F is 3. So see, 3 is here, so you will write F. Okay. Now see children, for SPDF, some coefficient are also attached. 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 3d, 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f. So these are n. Whatever is the value of n, that will give you subshell, or you can write it NL. This subshell is coming from N and L. Here it is N, 1, so L, 0 it means S. So N, 1S. 2, 2S, 2P. 3, 3S, 3P, 3D. 4, 4S, 4P, 4D, 4F. Or you can conclude one more important point children. Whatever is the number value of n, that will give you the number of subshell. See here, n is 1, so 1 subshell. n is 2, so 2 subshell. N is 3, so 3 subshells. N is 4, so 4 subshells. Okay. N is 1, so 1s, that means 1 subshell. N is 2, that means 2 subshells are there, 2s and 2p, 2 subshells. N is 3, so you will get 3 subshells, 3s, 3p, 3d, 3 subshells. N is 4, so you will get 4 subshells here, 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f. So you can conclude that the value of n is equal to the number of subshell. Okay. Here one more important formula is there, children. It is the orbital angular momentum of an electron. Okay. L is momentum, h is Planck constant, 2 pi is constant, under root L is azimuthal quantum number, L, and within the bracket you will write L plus 1. This will give you orbital angular momentum of an electron. Now third quantum number is magnetic quantum number, and it is represented by m. Magnetic quantum number will give you the number of orbital in the given subshell. Okay, how many orbitals are there in the given subshell, that will come from m, magnetic quantum number. And here you can see the value of m is in between minus L and plus L. Okay, so whatever value you are getting from L, just put minus and plus on that L, you will get the value of m. Okay, so you have to start from minus L and you have to reach till plus L. Okay, suppose the value of L you are getting 0. So you will start from minus 0 and end from plus 0. So there is only 0. 0 means no plus, no minus. Now when you are starting from 1, children, you will start from minus 1, 0, then you will get plus 1. So you have to write minus 1, 0, plus 1. L is equal to 2. So you will start from 2 and you have to reach till plus 2. So minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. If L is 3, so minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. Okay. So see, count how many numbers you are getting, children. You will, or you can say that 2L plus 1, that will give you the number of orbitals. How many orbitals you are getting for each SPDF? These are SPDF that I have told you just now. Okay, SPDF, S will give you how many orbitals? 0. Okay, or here you can say 2L plus 1, that is 2 into 0 plus 1, 1 subshell. Okay, 1 subshell, or you can say that 1 box. Okay, 1 box. In this box, electron will be filled. Okay, so if L is 1, so minus 1, 0, plus 1. How many values we are getting here? 2 into 1, that is 2, plus 1, 3. So you will write 3 boxes here for P subshell. Okay, so these are the orientation of electron in the orbitals. These are subshells and these are orbitals. Okay, how many S? For S, 1 orbital are there. For P, 3 orbitals are there. For D, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can either count it like this. How many number you are seeing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So put 5 box for these 5 number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. For F, minus 3 to plus 3 you are coming here. So you how many number you are getting here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So how many box you will form here? 7 boxes. Okay. So put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will give you the number of orbitals. Okay. For S, 1 box. For P, 3 box. For D, 5 box. And F, 7 box. Now next or last quantum number is 4th quantum number. It will give you spin of the electron. That's why it is termed as spin quantum number. Okay. It will give you the spin of the electron in the 3-dimensional space, or direction of electron in which it is rotating on its own axis in the 3-dimensional space. Suppose this is the axis. So in what direction? See, it may be just like this, it may be just like this. Okay, so it is clockwise, or this one is anti-clockwise. Okay, so if it is moving just like this around its own axis, then you can say it is clockwise, and if it is moving just like this or on its own axis, then you can say it is anti-clockwise. Okay, and it is in 3-dimensional space. Now see children, spin will give you the direction, clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay, this is S. From here you will get the value of X. So for clockwise, if electron is moving clockwise in the 3-dimensional space, you will write +½ or upward arrow. And if it is moving anti-clockwise in this 3-dimensional space, you will write -½ and downward arrow. Children, here I want to clear one thing, that this plus and -½ value is not defined that plus is always clockwise and minus is always anti-clockwise. You can take any number as clockwise or anti-clockwise. Suppose I have written +½ for clockwise, you can write +½ for anti-clockwise or -½ for clockwise. So it is not fixed, but we choose that number to represent clockwise and anti-clockwise. That's why in most of the book you will find that clockwise is +½ anti-clockwise is -½ +½ is upward arrow and -½ is downward arrow. Now see children, these 4 quantum numbers are here in the form of this table. In this table you can see here n is the value of principal quantum number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and it will give you the shell number. Okay, n will give you shell number, and it will give you the number of electron this shell can accommodate. Okay, and this will give you n will give you n-1, that will give you the subshell. So from here you will get shell and then subshell. Okay, subshell is SPDF. Okay, now from here you will get how many boxes are there, orbitals are there. Okay, plus -L2 plus L. Okay, so this will give you the number of orbitals, and number these two are same. Okay, 1 box, 1 here, 3 box, 3 here, and total number of orbitals will give you here n square. Suppose it is n square will give you total number of orbitals in particular shell. Now I will explain this one by one. Suppose n is 1, so it is in K shell. K shell maximum capacity is 2n square, that means 2 electrons. So just now I told you here only that in each orbital maximum 2 electrons we can accommodate. Okay, if it is in S shell, so S shell, how many boxes are there? 1 box. So in this box how many electrons can accommodate? 2 electrons. Okay, so it may be upward and downward arrow, just like that. In P shells there are 3 boxes. Okay, so in each box 2 electrons we can fill upward and downward, upward and downward. So this is telling you in each orbital or in each these boxes maximum 2 electrons we can fill. So here in K shell we are getting 2 electrons, and that 2 electrons will accommodate in this one orbital or one box of S. Okay, 2, n is equal to 2, 2 into 2 square, 2 square is 4 into 2 is 8. 8 means we need that one box. Okay, in that one box is S and P. Okay, how you will get S and P? 2 minus 1 you will get 1. And I told you that always you will start from 0. Whatever number you are getting, you have to start from 0 to that. Okay, you have to start from 0. Okay, I can write it here. You have to start from 0 to the n-1 value. Okay, you will start from 0 to n-1. Here you are getting 2. So n minus 1 is 1. So you will start from 0 and 1. N value is 3. So you will get the L value n minus 1. So you will start from 0, 1, 2. N value is 4. So you will start from 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So n minus 1 is 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So in L, SPDF, you all have learned just now. SPDF, see children here. SPDF, if 0 is there, that means S. If 1 is there, that means P. 2, D, 3, F. Okay. Now remember these things children. 0 is S. So at every place, wherever you will find 0, you will put S. Here 0, you will put S. Here 0, S. 0, S. Okay. Where you will find 1, you will put P. Okay. 1, P. Here also 1, so it will be P. Next, where you will find 2, you will put D. 2 here, you will put D. Okay. And if it is 3, you will put F. Okay. Now, in how the orbital, how you will start? Minus L to plus L. Okay. For 0, it will be 0 minus 0 to plus 0, it is 0 only. For every 0, you will put 0. For every 0. Here also 0. So, minus plus 0, always 0. So, here everywhere 0 will be 0. Now, where 1 is there, minus plus 1, 0, minus 1. Okay. So, you can write like this. For every P, you will write plus 1, 0, minus 1. For P, plus 1, 0, minus 1. Okay. For D, you will start minus L to plus L. Okay. So, minus 2 to plus 2. Minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. So, if value of L is 3, so you will start from minus 3 to plus 3. So, you will start minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 like this. Whatever number you are getting, 0, so 1 box. Minus 1, 0, plus 1. 3 numbers you are getting, so 3 boxes are here. Okay. So, for 0, everywhere 1 number you can see. So, 1 box here. Here only 0. So, 1 box here. Here only 0. 1 box here. Here also 0. 1 box here. Okay. When you are seeing 3 numbers, so 3 box. Here also 3 number. 3 box. Here it is 5 number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 5 box. 3 number. 3 box. 5 number. 5 box and 7 number. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 numbers, 7 box. Okay. Now for each shell, calculate how many boxes are there children. For K shell, 1 box. So 1. For L shell, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 boxes are there. So total number of orbit is 4. 1 of S and 3 of P. M is divided into S, P, D. Now count 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So total number of boxes are 9. That means orbital is 9. N is SPDF. So 7, 5, 12, 15, 16, 17. Sorry, 7, 5, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Total is 16 boxes. So 16 will be here. Okay. And see children, one important point is here that each you can find here 16 is 4 square, n is 4, so 4 square is the number of boxes. N is 3, so 3 square is the number of boxes. N is 2, so 2 square is the number of boxes. N is 1, so number of boxes will be 1 square, that is 1 only. Now let's solve some numericals based on these quantum numbers. See, find the orbitals for following quantum numbers. If n is 1, L is 0, M is 0. See children, n will give you 1, L is equal to 0. See, S, P, D, F, 0, 1, 2, 3. So L is 0, that means S subshell is here. So L will give you subshell and M will give you number of orbitals or boxes. M is 0, 0 means plus 0 to minus 0. So there will be 0 only. So 0 means 1 box. Okay. So you can write 1s is the orbital for that particular electron. If n is 3, so you will write 3. L is 0. 0 means which subshell? S subshell. So you will write S. Again minus L, m is 0, that means minus L2 plus L. Okay. Minus L2 plus L, 0 will remain 0 only. That means 1 box here also. Okay. So 3s will be here. Okay, 1 0 you are getting, that means 1 number you can see here. 0 is 1 number, that means 1 box. Now next is n is equal to 2, that means 2 you will write here. L is equal to 1, see L is equal to 1, 1 is for P, so P subshell. M will be plus 1 to minus 1. Okay, here it is plus 1 to minus 1. Okay, so here only plus 1 it is showing. So how many box it will be there? 1 box for this one number, and that will be Px. Okay, first box is represented by Px. Similarly, you can find the value of n and L from the given orbitals. Okay. So if 1s is given here, so one number will give you principal quantum number, that is n, and s will give you azimuthal quantum number. So n will be 1, s is for L is s means 0, so L will be 0. 2p will 2 means n will be 2, and p here p you can see 1, so L will be 1. 3d, 3 means n is equal to 3. D means, see here, D is 2, so L value will be 2. 4f, n is equal to 4. F, see here, F is 3, so value of L will be 3. And again 3s is here, 3 will be n, and s, see here, s 0, so L will be 0. So like this you can find the value of NL from the given orbitals, or you can find the orbitals from the given value of N and L. Okay.